Everybody, it's Hannah from Dream Bakes, and this is the next review of Great British Bake Off. So again, I'm a little late in the week with this. So this was the previous week, which was the old school bakes. I forget the exact title. But we had the Bedfordshire Clanger, the rum gnocchi, and then the Victorian Savoy cake. And elephant in the room, everybody knows who went out. If you didn't, then you should probably stop watching, but I'm going to bring it up a couple of times during the video, so you have been warned. So first one was the Bedfordshire Clanger, and that was basically like another version of the Cornish pasty. So as they mentioned, a Cornish pasty used to be savoury and sweet. So you have your meat filling in one half, then a little pastry dam, and then like a jam or a fruit filling in the other. But the clanger is made with a suet sort of pastry, so a slightly different texture. Nobody did sort of amazingly well on this. The bit that made me laugh was Kate made a joke about dropping a clanger, and then promptly she did. So that was kind of some self-fulfilling prophecy going on there. Then was the rum gnocchi. That was a short crust lattice pie with sort of like Christmas cake in it, basically, like rum, fruits, what have you. And there was so much ruined lattice. I was very, very, very surprised, especially at Stephen, like when he sort of rushed and he was shaking his like very cleverly made lattice onto the top of the pie, and he just rushed that last bit and it fell and it just all crumpled. It made me so sad, so very sad. I think lattices do look cool. I didn't realise that they would have sort of a technical function in sort of letting the rum evaporate off from the fruit, so that was interesting to know. Again, no one sort of did 100% amazingly well on that. Stephen's was the best, but that was kind of a bad bunch, really. Then it was the Victorian Savoy cake, and they're usually made as sort of display pieces, and they're kept for weeks and weeks. So in a similar way that we do sort of dummy display cakes for wedding fairs and display and what have you, they would have that. So every time they'd have a function, they'd bring it out and like use it as decoration, etc. And that's hard because it's got no fats and no raising agents, which obviously means you can keep it for a while without it going off. But then obviously it's quite difficult to make it rise. So I don't think anybody did drastically badly at that. It was just in terms of decoration and stuff. I didn't particularly get wowed by that. And the thing that I said last week, I wanted them to do little historical segments about each bit. You know, even 2 or 3 minutes. I would have thought that was quite interesting. I don't know if this is just me, let me know in the comments, but I'm really interested on where food is from and the history behind it and stuff, so just a couple of little segments like that I would have found it, like really pepped up the programme for me. That would have been awesome. And yeah, so the person who went out was Liam, and I did not predict this last week. I thought it was going to be Kate or Stacey. And I still think it should have been Kate or Stacey, if I'm honest. They did struggle a little bit this week as well. I was very, very surprised. I know I was saying to my mum that, because I've never really religiously watched Bake Off before, that they should judge it on how he's performed over the whole competition. And she said that they stopped doing that because they used to do it in the beginning. But then people said it was unfair. I'm not entirely sure how, but people said it was unfair that they did it over the course of a series rather than just week to week. So I still didn't think Liam did like that badly this week. I thought Kate was going to go for sure, if I'm honest with you. He was definitely near the bottom of the pack, but yeah, I don't think he deserved to go at all. So Stacey was Star Baker, which again, don't know if that was really deserved. But then if they gave it to Stephen, like it would be what, the 4th time that he's had it, and they do try and mix it up now and again, so it doesn't look as though it's just a one-horse race. Yeah, basically in my notebook that I've got down here, it says why ? He did really well. What? That's what I've got down. So travesty, but he's done so well. Like, he's a very likeable chap, so I'm 100% sure he's going to have a career off the back of this. Even for a few years, he'll do very well off it. So yeah, I'm not too sad about that because he will make something of himself, I'm sure, and he's a young chap. Next week is my wheelhouse. So it's all patisserie products, and as I've said before, I worked in a patisserie, so I know what's going on, and oh my gosh, it's going to really stress me out. I know it's going to stress me out next week because obviously everything is so personal to me. So I know they're doing they'll be doing like an opera type of cake, something like that, and then some kind of meringue. I forget what it's called, but it's one of those silly French cakes that's got like a particular word that doesn't translate into English. You know, like the opera cake. So, yeah, I still think Kate or Stacey needs to be the next one to go. Yeah, it was a good week. It was interesting to see different things being tried. They have done very well on that this series to try and mix it up a little bit and make it a bit different compared to the BBC One series. So congrats on that, and I would very much enjoy more historical bakes, but just a little bit more, because they have had segments in previous episodes on the history of stuff. So yeah, food for thought. So what did you think? What was your favourite decorated Savoy cake? Did you like that? Do you think you would have eaten it? What do you reckon it would have tasted like? If you like the episode, then please do like it, share it around, and subscribe. Click the little bell for the next time I make a video, and all my social media is in the down bar. I'd love to see you across there. We've got tons of pictures, behind the scenes, bloopers, events that we're at, and more. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video very, very, very soon, I hope. Alright, thank you. Bye.